I'm trying to find the one thing that he did say in it. He said, the Tim Burton's opening line in the commentary track is, "Hi, this is Tim Burton. I like to start the music before the movie."
Yeah.
Nothing else after that. It's like, wait, what? He did a lot of lines like that throughout his commentaries. He would just say something and then no explanation after that. And that's it. It's like, oh yeah, I like sheep.
Yeah, he's just looking this way. And so I looked away from the microphone. Yeah, it works on podcasting. But I like when he said, so he's like, so I wrote his notes. Silent movie quality, 75% shot on stage. Let's see, he wants to do Hammer horror films. He loved his set painters. He says, it doesn't feel stage bound, which I do. He said,
I agree. It does not.
He said, let the wig do the acting. I tried to stick in sheep wherever I could. Let's see, the actors are very good at hiding things. And then lots of people fainting and waking up. What else does he say? These people play villains are somehow the nicest people in real life. Martin Landau looks good in these kind of outfits. Not many people do. Look at Michael Gambon's hands when you get the chance. He's got the biggest, longest. They're like twice the size of a regular human being. Nothing like a little blood for a laugh. I tried to stick in sheep. I don't know why. I just like the sound of sheep. Sometimes it felt like we were making a Scooby-Doo episode, which makes sense. And then he put, sometimes, this is the weirdest one. Sometimes we felt like we were making the world's most expensive Mexican wrestling film.
Yeah, because of they had to have a blue mask on the Headless Horseman.
Yeah. And he said, sometimes we felt like we were making a really bad Merchant Ivory picture. I love it. I like that note. But hey, can we go through her plot real quick and just the deaths? Because I want to get my head wrapped around this.
No. I'm just kidding.
Well, thanks for joining us. This is Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer. I am going to go scream into oblivion. I hate you, Chris Kelly.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about the plot.
He kills Van Garrett, Martin Landau, and his son. Then he kills the widow because Van Garrett had gotten her pregnant, right? And then he kills the father of Mazbeth, young Mazbeth, because he knew. Oh no, he kills Mazbeth because he's in that hut, and then he kills Philippe's because Philippe's tells Johnny Depp that there's a fifth victim that was decapitated. So Johnny Depp finds that, and then that guy dies. Philippe's gets his head cut off, and then the village midwife and family were killed because they told the widow the secret. And then Hardenbrook, the notary guy, kills himself. Steenwick is killed when he's bonged on the head with a cross, right? And then Lancaster is shot by Baltus. The servant girl gets decapitated like a boss, gets her head walked off. And then Baltus gets harpooned he throws that wooden stake very fast. Perfectly.
Yeah, he goes out like in the Omen. The photographer from the Omen.
Oh, yeah. And then he can't go into the church. She killed her sister by chopping her head off. And then she wants to kill Ricci, but instead of killing Ricci, she just monologues when she could have killed Ricci the entire time.
Yeah, they could have definitely they could have smoked those people pretty easily.
Why did she want the Headless Horseman to kill Ricci? And why, when Ricci was like, the archer, that you showed a picture.
She could have just cut her head off and then been like, oh, it was the Headless Horseman.
Oh, maybe cauterized wound, though, when he cuts heads off.
But isn't that what happened with the servant girl, though?
Yeah.
So then how would they have been...
Hey, now.
Whoa.
Strange things are afoot.
Are we talking about plot holes in Sleepy Hollow?
Well, didn't that one fella, Johnny Depp, was knocked out or leaving, so no one probably looked into it too much.
Oh, yeah. Hey. There you go. And then he noticed that the cut was made after her death.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That would have been then.
So then he figures out, because no one else bothered looking, because I'm going to do an operation. He's dead. No, I'm going to.
Yeah. Then everyone was trying to cover it up. And they're like, don't worry about it. And he's like, okay.
And they had their own problems, too, those guys. The people that, like the doctor and they were killing each other in that church. So no one probably looked at the body.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they're too busy beating the crap out of each other. It'd probably be a little difficult.
And I guess she didn't kill Ricci because she wanted the Headless Horseman to do it. So you could...
I think that she wanted to tell Ricci that she was the one that was doing it, just because she seemed like Ricci was kind of like, I know everything now. And then she's like, you know nothing. And then I'm the one who's actually controlling it. Now watch this. Kill her.
Yeah. Monologue.
Yeah. I think that probably was mainly the reason, because she could have very easily killed them.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't have been able to throw in that great ad-libbed line, watch your head.
That was great.
That was cute.
She was good in that movie. I dig it. But, all right. So, at the end, he puts the head, now, when Johnny Depp throws a skull at the Headless Horseman to put his head back on, so he wants his head, but the woman has control of it, so she has control of the horseman, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So when he throws the head back to the horseman, he palms that thing. He just goes, oof. He could be a wide receiver.
So, yeah, we already discussed that, how he clearly started football.
Yeah. So you have Casper Van Dien throwing pumpkins. Yeah. And then you have Johnny Depp throwing skulls and people just palming it.
Do you think they might have been on the same team? Or they could have been on the same team?
If they would have been on the same team,
then you think they would have been dominating?
They'd been unstoppable.
Oh, wow.
You couldn't get a face mask penalty, though, on the Headless Horseman. That'd be great.
I'd like to see a football game with those two guys. Decapitation, splitting someone in half. Oh, what do you mean?
What if the Headless Horseman's like, we're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl? Then the coach is like, he's getting a little ahead of himself. And then the coach goes, oh no. And then the next day, the coach was found dead on the highway on an accident, but his head was nowhere to be found.
Goes to kick a field goal, blasts the guy's head off.
Like in Deadly...
What was that movie?
Deadly... Where she destroys a woman's head with a basketball. Deadly Shade? Deadly Class?
Are we talking about... Oh, gosh. What was that? The lady Killer Workout? No.
The lady from Throw Mama from the Train gets her head blasted off by Kirsty Swanson, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Destroys her head with a basketball. It's Deadly Friend.
Oh, my God. I totally forgot.
Whoa.
Dude, the Al Bundy pose.
That's right. I throw 3 touchdowns in one game. But no, and then, she kills a servant, and then she monologues, and then he kisses her, he gets his head back, and he kisses that lady on the face with his gross teeth, and then he takes her to hell. What was her long-term plan? She was just so fueled by hate?
I think that maybe she was planning on taking out most of the town, and then she could run the town, and then they could go to another.
Got it.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what it would be. And then she could, I mean, think about it. It's almost like she could kill off, she could be involved with rich and affluent people, marry into the family, hire him to kill them off, and then she could get as much money as she could possibly get.
But why would she want to seem dead?
So that she couldn't be... You mean like seem dead as in like she declares herself dead?
Remember they said she was dead.
Ooh.
Remember Gambon saw her? Remember when she was picking roots?
Oh, whoops.
And a nice foreshadowing because she lived in the forest for a long time. So she's picking all these homemade remedies. And then the thing comes up behind her. And then Gambon, Baltus, instead of helping his wife, he's like, deuces. He leaves. He never sees her get killed. And so she gets that other body to pretend that was hers. So why fake her own death when she needs to be alive to get the will?
Maybe that totally debunks my theory then. Jeez. I didn't think about that.
Uh-oh. It got Grant Hill sprited.
Oh, man. I got to get some more selenite.
But, I mean, other than that, though, I really didn't think about that too much in this movie. I just really enjoyed it. I like the weird sense of humor. I like when Johnny Depp is first lecturing all the dudes in the library, and he walks around that Jeffrey Jones on both sides, explaining things to him kind of like cheekily. But this movie has a wicked little sense of humor. It has a lot of good squishy noises.
Great sound effects.
Yeah. I love at the end when Johnny Depp does a flying leap on Miranda Richardson. He jumps over the horse and tackles her. So he does a couple brave things. Like when he's trying
being drugged by the horses too.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty gangsta.
I love how he luckily lands on that by accident and then he pulls him away. And then the Headless Horseman flies into the tree like, oh no! Remember that scene?
Yeah, like
the Headless Horseman does like a look to the right and then a left. And then boom.
How is he seeing?
Yeah, what? And then pop. That was awesome.
That's a great little...
He kind of he's like Ash Williams where he fails himself to victory. And I love when Braun is trying to fight the Headless Horseman and Ichabod or Johnny Depp's like, stop! He's not trying to kill you.
He's not after to get in.
Yep, then he got deaned. And he got brawned.
I guess at the time, too, because Casper Van Dien was also kind of a big name at the time, because he just did Starship Troopers, which was pretty well received, even though people didn't really understand the whole film.
People didn't get it.
They didn't get it, and then they loved it anyways.
Yeah.
So then that turned into, I don't know, he didn't really do much after. I mean, he did a lot since then, but nothing like big budgeted wise.
And before we kind of end up, I just love the uses of red. I mean, this movie opens up with the wax that's ominous of blood. And I really liked, his mom, we haven't even talked about this. Johnny Depp's mom was a witch that got put into the worst torture chamber ever. She spews blood. But there's the red carpet in the white church.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
There's a lot of like at the end they spray blood from the tree. Like blood's very prevalent.
It's throughout the whole movie. Yeah, and they do blood jokes too.
Yeah. Oh, the gags.
Oh, squirting in the eye, and then comes out covered in blood.
It was a good bit. I would hate to be in that room. I mean, what's happening? But no, I love the uses of red. I thought that was really great. But I actually really enjoyed the commentary in this movie, man. So you suggested this, and I'm very happy we did it.
Yeah, it's one of the movies that I remember seeing as a kid and loving it. And I've seen it periodically throughout. And so every once in a while you'll see it on Netflix. It's not on there right now, but it's definitely, it shows up every once in a while.
I just bought it online because I love watching it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I just went to Videodrome. Big shout out to Videodrome. They supply me with a lot of the movies that we do here on Movies, Films, and Flicks. I just roll in there and ask them. Usually they have it.
You should tell them when you go in that you mention them a lot on the podcast and you'd love to be sponsored by them.
I should. I've never thought about it. They're really nice guys. So, I mean, I always go in there and like, hey, what are you going to get now? So then I was like, getting Sleepy Hollow again. And like, didn't you get this a month ago? And I'm like, actually, it was in February because I was originally going to do this pod.
Oh, yeah, this has been delayed for a while. You haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to work on that production. I thought I was going to have a break. I thought I was really going to be able to do something on a weekend, but didn't work out with anybody. So,
well, we have So I Married an Axe Murderer, which is perfect because she murdered people with axes in this one.
It's interesting that you brought that up.
And Strangers Pray at Night, they use an axe. Were you going to do that?
We could bring it all together.
Yeah. We have a lot of axe murder in our podcast.
Oh my god!
Is there axe murder in Frighteners? He uses a.
Does he use an axe? He uses a cross.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that doesn't really work.
No, that doesn't work. It's not an axe.
Jake Busey gets blown into bits.
Yep.
He has blonde hair.
Yep.
The wigs were white.
Yep.
So
boom.
That white wigs to the white dresses.
Yep.
Snow.
Yep.
Snow was in which movie that we...
All of them.
Every movie that we've talked about. Right. Every movie that we podcast.
And Faculty, they have a fight in a swimming pool. Swimming pool. Strangers Pray at Night. And Valley Girl, there's pools in California.
There's definitely a beach scene.
Yeah. And a lot of water.
They were buying hot dogs.
A lot of water. And it rains in the Frighteners.
That's also a lot of water.
A lot of water. Idle hands. Appendages get cut off.
Which produces a lot of liquid. Liquid can also be water.
Water.
And
you could swim in blood.
Swimming in blood,
Hostile
which is what Johnny Depp's mom in Sleepy Hollow more or less did.
She gushes a lot of blood. Offspring. 2 movies we talked about. Faculty and Idle Hands. But if you think about Offspring in this movie, the widow was pregnant.
Damn.
We did it.
I think it's safe to say that we did do that. Yeah.
What did we do? Hey, any recommendations before we get out of here?
Yeah. I just wanted to bring up because I know that Sleepy Hollow was part of the whole.
Wait, we need a jingle for this. Chris Kelly. Wait, here we go. All right. Here we go. Chris Kelly recommendations. Chris Kelly recommendations.
You just took the Crossfire commercial.
My whole life. Hofmeyer.
You'll get caught in the
Hofmeyer. Chris Kelly recommendations. Yeah. Watch them. I'm going to do that every time.
I did want to add, right before I do some recommendations, that this was part of FlickeringMyth.com's article that E.J. Moreno wrote about best 5 horror films of 1999. Sleepy Hollow was mentioned, and also was The Mummy, Audition, Sixth Sense, and Blair Witch. Well, I'm sure you probably read the same article. But he did bring up Sleepy Hollow in that. So it's considered to be a classic, I guess, quote unquote, if that time frame does work now. I guess 20 years would be considered classic, so yeah.
It's held up. Pick a movie from 99 that would look as beautiful. Any movies from 99 that would look as good. Well, Election.
Wait, God, that movie is so good. That movie is so amazing, isn't it? Oh my God,
I
love.
It's one of my favorite movies, man.
Oh my God,
after my orientation at a movie theater, I went and watched it. So the guy that this is the guy that interviewed me, Brian Raftery. He for Wired, he just wrote a book called Best Year Ever, Best Year Ever. The movie's in 1999, and so he breaks down Blair Witch, Election, all the awesome movies, Matrix, and it's a great book. So I totally recommend it. The dude gave me an interview, so I want to throw some support his way because that was good for me.
1999 was a great year. I love how the Plaza in downtown Atlanta is now doing a lot of like throwback, like 20-year anniversary. Nice. They just did the Matrix not that long ago. I wanted to go so bad, but the tickets sold out, so I couldn't go. Yeah. But man. Yeah, there's a lot of great 1999 films. Sixth Sense was definitely... I still have that original movie ticket, which I did show you.
Yeah, you bought your ticket stubs.
I did. I've been collecting my movie ticket stubs ever since I went to my first movie as a child, which was Home Alone 2.
That's awesome.
So I have that one all the way up to Avengers Endgame.
Hey now.
I didn't really have a ticket stub for that because I worked in the